Sarah thought she had seen the worst. The custody percentage clause that turned parenting into percentages of money. The temporary order clause that transformed short-term survival into long-term obligation. But as she read deeper, she realized the settlement wasn't finished taking from her. The third clause was buried in plain sight. Support payments shall be recalculated in the event of significant income changes. It looked fair. Life changes. Incomes rise and fall. Shouldn't support adapt? Sarah almost accepted it, but then she noticed the catch. The clause wasn't balanced. If her income went up, her husband could petition the court to reduce his support. If his income went up, nothing changed. The wording protected him, not her. This was the income adjustment trap. I had seen it countless times. A woman works hard, earns a promotion, or finally finds stability. She believes she's moving forward. But the moment her ex sees her income rise, he drags her back to court. She earns more now. I should pay less. And the court agrees. The clause gives him the weapon. Sarah imagined the years ahead. If she advanced in her career, if she remarried and built a stable home, her progress would be used against her. Her success would punish her. But if her ex thrived, if he earned more, if he built wealth, she would see none of it. Her lawyer glanced at the line and shrugged. It's boilerplate. Boilerplate, another word for trop. Sarah turned the page, her heart heavy, and then she saw it. The fourth hidden clause, remarriage penalty. It read, support obligations may be reduced or terminated upon remarriage or cohabitation by the custodial parent. Sarah felt the air leave her lungs. What does this mean? Her lawyer explained calmly. If you remarry, he can petition to stop paying support. Courts often accept it. But his responsibility to the children doesn't end if I remarry, she whispered. And she was right. Children don't vanish because their mother finds love again. They still need food, clothing, housing, medical care. But the clause turned her personal life into leverage. If she dared to move forward, if she rebuilt her life, if she chose happiness, she would be financially punished. This was the remarriage trap, a clause that chained her future to his past. Sarah pushed the papers away, her hands trembling. This isn't about fairness, she said. This is about control. Her husband's lawyer smiled thinly, but said nothing. But the final clause was the cruelest of all. Very near the end of the document was a single sentence. Spousal support shall continue indefinitely unless otherwise modified by the court. No end date, no review after retirement, no protection if circumstances changed. This was the lifetime obligation trap. It meant Sarah's ex could lean on her income for decades, even if she worked herself to exhaustion, even if she wanted to retire, even if she could no longer keep up with the cost of living. Unless she dragged him back to court, unless she fought again, the payments would continue forever. Her voice cracked. I can't sign this. Because now she understood. Each clause looked harmless, logical, routine, but together they stripped her of freedom, stability, and dignity. Custody tied to percentages, temporary orders turned permanent, income weaponized, remarriage punished, lifetime obligations with no end. She had almost signed away her future. That's how divorce destroys people. Not with open war, but with hidden traps. Not with bold words, but with quiet clauses. Not with honesty, but with fine print. Sarah refused to sign. She demanded revisions, fought line by line, and exposed every trap for what it was. And for the first time in months, her husband's confidence broke. He hadn't expected her to question. He had expected her to be tired, to give in, to accept standard language. But she didn't. And not decision saved her. Because here's the truth. In divorce, the most dangerous words are, it's just standard. Standard doesn't mean safe. Standard doesn't mean fair. Standard means someone else already lost before you. So if you are facing divorce, listen carefully. Don't sign anything you don't understand. Don't accept temporary as harmless. Don't let your income or your future relationships be turned into weapons against you. And never, ever accept indefinite support without a fight. The hidden divorce money clause could cost you everything. It almost cost Sarah her freedom, her stability, her future. But she stopped just in time. Don't assume you'll be as lucky. Before you sign, read every word, question every line, because the one clause you overlook might be the one that ruins your life. Subscribe to this channel. Every week we reveal the secrets, the traps, the hidden clauses they don't want you to see. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and leave a comment if you've faced one of these clauses yourself. Your story could save another person's future. Remember Sarah. Remember how close she came to losing everything. And remember this, the danger isn't what you see. The danger is what you don't. Don't let the hidden clause cost you your future.
Emily's heart raced as she stared at the property deed her lawyer had placed on the table. A house she had never seen, owned on paper by her husband's brother. But every mortgage payment came directly from her husband's account. That's when she realized the secret bank account, the forgotten retirement funds, the hidden side hustle, they were just the beginning. The fourth hidden asset, real estate under family names. This trick is old and common. A man transfers a property into his brother's or cousin's name. On paper, he doesn't own it. In reality, he pays for it, maintains it, sometimes even lives in it. And when divorce arrives, the house simply doesn't exist. Courts divide what's listed. If it's not in his name, it slips through the cracks. Emily was stunned. That house had been quietly draining their marital income for 5 years, and she had never known. The fifth hidden asset, collectibles. It started with a watch. Emily remembered buying it with him years ago, an anniversary gift. She thought it was worth maybe a few $100s, but when her lawyer had it appraised, the truth hit hard. It was worth several thousand, and it wasn't the only one. Her husband had been quietly collecting watches, coins, even rare sports memorabilia. On the settlement, these items were listed as personal property with minimal value. But in reality, the collection was worth tens of thousands of dollars. That's the trick. Collectibles are easy to hide, easy to downplay, and almost impossible to recover once signed away. The sixth hidden asset, stock options. Emily almost missed this one entirely. Her husband worked at a growing tech company. His paycheck looked normal, but hidden in his compensation were stock options, shares that hadn't yet vested. In the papers, they didn't appear. His lawyer argued they weren't real assets yet. But here's the truth. If stock options were granted during the marriage, they are marital property. They count. And in some cases, they're worth more than the salary itself. Emily only found out because of a single conversation. At a company event, one of his coworkers congratulated him on the huge options package. Her stomach dropped. Back at the lawyer's office, she demanded records. The hidden stock was valued at nearly $120,000. Money she would have lost forever. The seventh hidden asset, crypto and online accounts. This was the final blow. Emily didn't even know what cryptocurrency was. She thought it was a fad, something her husband read about online. But buried in his emails, her lawyer found transactions linked to an exchange account she'd never heard of. Bitcoin, Ethereum, digital coins he had been quietly buying for years. The balance? Over $50,000. Invisible to banks, invisible to tax records, and completely absent from the divorce papers. His husband had smiled through the entire process, convinced she would never find out. But piece by piece, the truth surfaced. 7 hidden assets, 7 ways to erase money from a marriage, 7 traps waiting for her signature, Emily almost fell for it. She almost believed the papers were standard. She almost signed away her future. But she stopped. She asked questions. She refused to accept silence. And that decision saved her. Here's the lesson. Husbands don't just hide assets with lies. They hide them with time, with silence, with forgetfulness. They count on you being too tired, too trusting, too desperate for closure. They don't need you to agree. They just need you to stop looking. But wives are finding out, one document at a time, one receipt, one forgotten statement, one careless conversation. And when they do, the truth is undeniable. So if you are watching this now, remember, the money you don't see is exactly the money you're meant to lose. Don't assume every account is listed. Don't assume every job, every benefit, every property is included. And don't let exhaustion push you into silence. Because silence is exactly how they win. Emily walked away not with scraps, but with the truth. She secured her share of the assets, not because it was offered, but because she demanded it. And you can too. Before you sign anything, question everything. Subscribe to this channel. Every week we expose the hidden assets, the secret accounts, the property deeds they hope you never discover. Share this video with someone going through divorce because they need to know these tricks before it's too late. And leave a comment if you've seen assets disappear in silence. Your story could be the warning that saves another woman's future. Remember Emily. Remember the 7 traps. And remember this. Hidden doesn't mean gone. Hidden only means waiting, unless you find it first.